Hello, good evening. My name is Anagung Dagung Widodo Ari Prabawa, and also my ID number is 60820. And also, right now, I would like to continue my vlog regarding to the assignment, and also it was given by Professor David Aslan. And now, in this vlog, I would like to explain you more about the state and power, and what is the state and power itself. Okay, let's begin. Well, actually, the state and power are hyper complex and changeable phenomena, and no single theory or theoretical perspective can fully capture and explain explain their structural and strategic dynamic. And also, moreover, despite recurrent tendencies to refine them as a standing outside and above society, the state and political system belong to a broader set of social relations. And in here, I would like to explain you more. So what is the state itself and what is the power itself? Well, let's begin with the state. Well, so what is the state? A state is centralized political organization that imposes and enforces rules over a population within the territory. And also, there is no disputed definition of the state itself. Like the state theorists have long debates how best to define the state and power. And also, these debates are reflected in heated ontological debates that reveal the essentially contested nature of power. Well, states over the past 500 years have become the dominant institution on the earth, like the exercising vast and varied authority over the economic well-being, health, welfare, and every or very lives of their citizen. And also, this concise and engaging book explains that the how power became centralized in the state, and the expense of the myriad of other polities, well, that had battled one another. The concept of state power is operational for this work. Well, state powers is defined as a kind of political power and limited to sphere of state institution and government institution. Also, despite its central role of theories of international politics, scholars have an impoverished the conception of power itself. Like this, for example, they were focusing almost exclusively on material capabilities and coercion. Well, scholars ignore and even actively deny the role of political authority in relations between the state itself. Well, I attempt to demonstrate the importance of authority for world politics by showing how the concepts make coherent previous or problematic or incomplete theories of international relations and produce a new insights of future research. And also, after distinguishing between authority and coercion as two major forms of power, I will show you the authority is central to variation in sovereignty. Well, hegemonic orders is like the sovereignty itself and the conflict between the developed and developing states, and also the current debate over failed states and international trustship and international relations cannot be explained only by material capabilities and coercion. Okay, let's move to the definition of the power itself. Well, power is really important for the state itself because states need power to influence others. Well, like the most basic, power is the capacity of a given force to produce an event that would not otherwise occur. Well, such a capacity is inherently rational because it depends on the reciprocal correspondence between capacities and liabilities. And also the capacities of the causal force and the liabilities of that one which this force operates. And well, in the social world, there is at least a double contingency at work, and also significant in the master-slave relation, in the sense that each party to a social relation has capacities and liabilities. And also in most cases the number and range of relevant force is like the far wider. And also in here, when examining state power, we are typically interested in the acquisition of socially and also structured capacity and liabilities rather than social amorphous or random acts of power itself. So, in here, power and state provides the student with a thorough knowledge and understanding of the relationship between power, politics, and state. These three terms make up much of what we understand as the substance of contemporary politics, and the course seeks to apply it to a wide range of real-world contexts. And also the way in which political power manifests itself in multiple ways, and the way in which the state must deal with multiple challenges to its authority. Well, in here, both at a national and international level will be discussed in detail. Also, the role of political leadership in directing the state and enabling it to achieve its political objectives will also be considered. Finally, the question of whether state still retains a political relevance in an increasingly globalized world will also be distinguished or discussed. Well, the modern approach to the evolution of the concept of state power in globalizing world is a subject of the paper. State power as the state evolves because of the need to address the systematic problems of society, requiring the development of new quality and management research. Well, state power, state power, like the political system, formulates and implements the collective goals of society or groups existing in it. So, the authors focus on the use of system structural and functional methods of analysis of the state and state power. Also, which makes it possible not only to explain state and political change, but also to predict them. And also, state power as well as the state is evolving due to the need to solve systematic problems of society that require the development of qualitatively new managerial resources. And in here, in the evolutionary aspect, the management resources are the differentiation of the structural components of the state and state power and their regulation integration. And a functionally organized state embodies a type of activity that satisfies the need of social for self-preservation and purposeful organization. And specific attitude is the institutional aspect. And also, if we're talking about state, of course we have to understand about the important things for the state itself. So it's can called the sovereignty. Well, in here, sovereignty is really, really important for the state itself, because sovereignty is expressed about the territory for the state itself, and also what is the like the definition or the connection between state, or we can call it sovereignty and power. Well, also, sovereignty and power are both ubiquitous and highly contested terms in international relations study. Because sovereign comes in various forms, and also power comes in various forms. So this is why it's really related, and they have really similarities. Well, they theorize that the rich environment in which states use their power and explore ways in which this thickly normed and institutionalized world can create a surprising outcomes. Well, they also reflect on how variation and change in the nature of sovereignty may influence not only the ways states exercise power, but also the ways power is exercised upon them. Well, taken together, this video open up new lines of thinking on the changing role of state power in both international relation theory and international politics. So in here we understand that the state is really need the power itself, because a state trying to maximize their power in international system or international areas. And also that's all about me. Thank you.